It's me. Whoa. Oh God. Oh, whoa. Hey. Hey. Whoa. Hey. 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 Whoa. Hey. 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 Whoa. It's me. Whoa. Hey. We are currently listening to a Epidemic Sound playlist. I think I will be able to link it in the VOD. In the VOD. Yeah, enable public listening link. Yeah, I'll be able to share it with you in the VOD once the stream is over. But everyone, welcome back. Now, this stream is twofold. It's twofold, gang. I have a need. Hello, gal. What mod is crazy? But this, it's a stream. I don't even know how to respond to that. Yes, we are going to be doing twofold things this stream. Number one. Oh, this music is a bit loud. I'll share the playlist. I didn't say the mod. I said the music. It will be shared in the description of the VOD. Alright, we are currently listening to a playlist I have labeled Bugtown. Okay. As much as I am into art history, I am not into the music side of art history in terms of having as much research done into it. I have done my best to select a wide range of songs that Epidemic Sound has listed under the label Japan, or Japanese classical, J-pop, artists who are Japanese, and put them all in here. And I put them all in based on whether or not they sounded like they were weirdly stereotypical. So if they weren't, I put them in. Now, some of them still give you some strange vibes. Some of them sound like, I'm a little iffy. So this playlist is a work in progress. And hopefully I'll be able to sort out all the weird ones on some other day. But there's a lot of J-pop. There's 2 city pop songs in here. I love city pop, so I hope Epidemic Sound adds more city pop. But that is the playlist we're working with. Link is always in the description of the VOD. Now, again, stream is twofold today. We have the explanation of the build that we're going to be doing today, which I'm going to show some of right now. Before I get into explaining the architecture side of it, this is the pagoda that I have built. Okay, it is drastically different from the one that I built on the Common World in terms of I changed a lot of the shapes, the blocks, the heights of certain floors. The interior is kind of useless, but it's fine. It's fine. It looks like a pagoda. It actually looks specifically like one pagoda, which we're going to get to. I'm going to get there. But let's quickly just show you around the pagoda for a little bit. So, number one, we have one. The second roof is just a balcony, it's not a roof. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 roofs. That is a 5-story pagoda. That is typical of Japanese architecture at this that we're trying to replicate here. And they have these big spires on top, which we've also replicated over here. We have added a special adornment for the spire to sit on top of with a sea lantern because we're going to be getting prismarine anyway. And hopefully Gal will be able to give us some if we ask really nicely. This needs to be switched out. And this is why I originally did say this as a schematic, and then I had to delete it because I realized I had to change just a couple of things. And we are discovering more of the things I did not yet fix. There you go. Yeah. Yeah! I'm really happy. I'm really proud of it. Now, it did use a lot of bone blocks here. I'm not so sure about using all these bone blocks. There's an interior. Gallus practice 45 minutes. I mean, you don't have to give me the resources now. I'm not building this today. But it is the plan that in the future I'm going to build it. And so either I'm going to get to the prismarine farm, or you can give me some of the prismarine that you've already gotten. Yeah, so what we have here is the 5-story pagoda, and has a nice base going on down here. This indent here, typically, if there's an indentation here, there's artwork sculpted in relief. I will have to find out the count in a hot second. There's usually sculptures sculpted in relief that go here along the sides, depicting stories of like maybe the Buddha, on his path to enlightenment, teaching his followers, the deer park, the Dharma chakra, all kinds of things. Which we're not going into because armor stands are finicky, and I wouldn't want to do that to Rain. I'm already going to have Rain help me out with some like nice displays here of some artwork. So doing even more down here seems like a lot. Maybe later in the season when I'm feeling bored, we can work on some armor stands here. But it is not the current goal today. Do I have armor poser on? I do not have armor poser in this mod pack. I'll have to add that in a second. Yeah, so that is what this is going to be for. So let's go inside. I'm going to show you what this interior is based off of later on in the stream. But you can see there's going to be a staircase here, but the space is just too cramped. So instead, what we have going on is this. And so the way this works is that you have a ladder going up one side, and on the other side we have some powdered snow because we live in this biome, which will probably have some powdered snow. And so we put it underneath the carpet, and it allows us to fall in with no consequence. Now, if we come back up here is going to be our storage area. We have room to put more storage here if we need, so we can walk along this area and use all the storage that we desire. In terms of space, we had to put the item frames like this, which is fine. It's fine. This is how we're going to label things. And then up here we have all of the resources we're going to need. We have crafting tables, furnaces, smokers, blast furnaces, looms, cartography tables, brewing stands, and so on and so forth. I don't like the fact that you cannot see the cartography table texture. There you go. That'll do it for now. These are not permanent fixtures. These are not going to be where they have to be. It's just things that I want to include in the build. I'm not sure about these windows yet. In the original, they're like mesh, which are not. They weren't mesh in the original build, but it is a very good idea to use as mesh. They also aren't great for looking out of, but they do look aesthetically pleasing from the exterior. I do just want like a little something. Maybe I don't mind this. I kind of like that. Okay. And now again, this isn't where the build is going to go on the actual server. We're probably going to put it here. But I just need to make sure it fit with the color palette in general. And we're going to put it there because we're going to be working in this village. Right? Yeah, this specific village in order to set up our industrial... No. We're going to be working in a village way further out. Sorry, my bad. So I'm going to install zeros in the mod pack as well, so I can just see things easier, have some waypoints ready. Because we live very far apart on this one. And on stuff like PvP, we do not live far apart. But on here we do. And so it's better to have some waypoints to know where we're going. And so this is going to be the second area we have. I'm mixing two of the floors because, again, we don't have a lot of room. And so I would like to utilize the amount of space that we have. This is just going to be the bedroom. And it has the same exit system. Bam. And that it's a very simple build. It's literally just to get us a place to live while we're sorting things out. Because I don't want to live in that village house forever. And so we're going to try and get all the resources of this. We get the tuff and the copper from a trial chamber that is going to be in our base. We're going to set up another portal. These are all more advanced resources than starter game. It's like maybe mid-game. But I'm a pretty experienced Minecraft player, so it shouldn't be too much of an issue. I was thinking of having the spire have some walls here. In order to, like, emphasize that it's thinning as it gets taller. And also to give a bigger separation there. I think I like this more. I need the spire to be tall. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. All right, we'll get to this back in a second because I actually want to show you what kind of spire we're trying to replicate. So, this is Super Geek Stream, and we're attempting to replicate a part of our history. And so, I'm going to teach you guys art history. Hey guys, so I promised it in the stream title. This shouldn't be a surprise. It's what we're doing here today. So, quickly, what we're going to do is quickly review what we were taught. Exactly. We're going to quickly review what happened in the previous stream that we discussed, because the best way to make sure a memory stays as a memory is that the repetition of its existence. And so we're going to quickly go over the stupas and the pagodas that led up to the current pagoda that we have that we're working on. And then we're going to discuss what exactly we're building. So, this is the most famous stupa called the Great Stupa at Sanchi. It originated due to the Buddha passing away. And now, if you'll remember, a word that I forgot to use. So sorry, if you'll remember what I said last time, there's a word that I forgot to use. It's called a reliquary. Or maybe I did use it, but I didn't describe it in full detail. A reliquary is precisely what a stupa is supposed to be. And now I did say that stupas weren't built for people's remains, even though they were occasionally used for people's remains. And that is technically true. There is a more common case than I had alluded to, where they would cremate the body, put it in a box, and bury that with the remains of the person. But the Buddha specifically did not want this. Now, if I could find my specific page, a stupa. Here we go. So stupas were storage for the dead cremated remains, and they were solid buildings. There is no interior to this thing. It is just a pure dome, right? And this is where a person's ashes and relics are placed inside to honor them. Now, the Buddha had requested, he said, you may erect a stupa in my honor, but I do not need my relics to be within that building, right? He didn't have a lot of worldly possessions to begin with. But yet, they scrounged up a couple of belongings, put them inside one big stupa, but eventually they were kind of like, hey guys, who should carry the right to bury the relics inside their own Buddhist town? Because Buddhists live in big towns, and they would go out to main civilization, and then, instead of making their own food or killing their own animals or blah, 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 or farming their own food, there's a lot of, we will do services for you in return for payment in, like, food and such and such. Due to the way that the religion functioned, it was about a lot of giving yourself into the world, finding enlightenment, right? And so these towns were where they were living, and they would meditate, and they would study, and they would, like, be philosophers. And so these stupas would be erected within the town to honor the people who had passed away. And so when the Buddha passed away, it's like, hey guys, we all want to honor the Buddha. And so they erected about 8 different stupas. And the Great Stupa at Sanchi is not one of those original 8 stupas, though. It is one that was made afterward, but did have some of the relics moved within it. It is a very highly esteemed stupa. And so now you can kind of start to understand how important these things were. These are meant to honor somebody. And so, as you, once again, to reemphasize, this is a big dome with a little bit of stuff on top. And as time went on and they became more honorable, esteemed, look how cool the guy that we're honoring is. They started to become more elaborate with these gates, known as... Oh, shoot. They are called something. Toranas. And they were... These gates of the stupa, they were, they were like welcoming gates that they would also have at the entrance to their towns, but they were made of stone in this case. And these were a separation between, like, the respectful area, the spiritual area beyond the stupa where they would circumambulate and meditate, and on the outside, which is the outside world, right? And you'll see this similar idea in the Tora's gates in Japan. I mean, the Torii gates in Japan. So you can already see how some of things overlap. So even though these gates were Buddhist and Torii gates are Shinto, they have similar ideas due to simply like not a lot of proximity, but like similar cultural vibes. A lot of respecting of others in nature is important to the religions of this area. And so, moving on, just to quickly show the progression of its architecture, we're not going to linger too hard on Himalayan and Tibetan stupas. But you can see the dome is still here, but the towers are like way important, especially with these eyes. Like they're very important to have these towers on top of the stupas. And that's really all I want to establish, is that they became far more tower-like, and the domes became secondary, to the point where pagodas started becoming this shape, which we saw earlier. Round, very tall, pointy spires, and then very boxy. And this would lead into octagonal stupas, which are now just pagodas. These are just pagodas now. These are Chinese pagodas. They look like this. You can see pointy roofs that extend beyond the building, spires on top, geometric shaping instead of round. And this would lead to this. Let me make sure I'm not missing anything in what I expected to speak about today. Yeah, there's a lot of cool detail that I could have spoken about in the Great Stupa at Sanchi, but we're not discussing India today. So I have post-it notes here, so if we do get around to speaking about stupas at some point, I'll come back to these. But I don't want to spend too long on things that are not going to be important to the build that we're doing today. So I'm going to skip past these stupa notes. A lot of India stuff. We go into Chinese architecture. Now, you can see in stuff like this in the roofs. Oh god, this music is still kind of loud. Simmer down. There's a tendency to make these things out of stone. And we can start seeing here, though, in this octagonal one, that is called... I have its name somewhere. Give me a second. Yes, Fo Guangxi Pagoda. So this is the Fo Guangxi Pagoda, and you can see that it has all these wooden beams that are not here. These are all pure stone and granite, which would also be carried over into Korean pagodas, which we'll get to in a second. The fact that this is a lot of wooden architecture is very important, because Chinese woodworking is a very, very useful construction that would be taken into Japan. And so the fact that I didn't use stuff like calcite is because they have a lot of rocky textures, while bone does give off more of a wooden vibe. And now there is the whitewood pale oak, but pale oak is very pink shaded. In isolation, in comparison to the blue, it does. Let me switch my screen so you can see what I'm talking about. Like in isolation with the blue, it doesn't look as white. It doesn't look as pink. Like you look here, it's like, oh, this is a white block. But if you do it interior-wise, where you do not see the blue as much, and I start putting some pale oak in here, it's like, damn, that's a pink-ass wood. Oh, I did not mean to do that. Anything important break? No? Okay. And so, I do want to rotate these so you can't see the bone texture. This gives off the more brownish vibes of a wood, and therefore would be more compliant with the color palette that we're working in, just from an interior perspective, and it works well from an exterior perspective because it also still blends in with the wood while contrasting with the blue. So this is a woody texture despite not being wooden, but if I were to go straight up with calcite, for instance, or diorite, one, it has this tile texture, which isn't great, but it's also, this is bluish and rockish, and that's not a good contrast. And this is a grayish yellow, and is also still too rocky, and it doesn't fit the proper aesthetic of a wooden architectural building. So that is why we're not going with that. So back to this. Chinese wooden architecture, because they were not made out of like strong materials like stone, they were built based on structural integrity of connections. They had very important ways that they invented their columns, their lintels, their brackets. And so there were load-bearing ones and non-load-bearing ones for specifically for aesthetics or like to have separating walls. A very good example of this type of elaborate architecture is in the Met Museum, and I don't have. I don't know if I have. It is this room, but off to the side. If this gives you a big glimpse of it, inside of this doorway is the place I'm talking about. I might have a. Hold on. I know for a fact. Where's my book bag? There it is. Yes. So each exhibit in the Met Museum has a designated number. Uh, and I have the Met Museum map at me at all times because I do have to go there occasionally for my studies. And so if I go to the Asian art wing, there's a specific room here. I go to Met Museum website, and I can search 217. So the rooms are room 217. Yeah, the Astor Chinese Garden Court. Could I? Oh, these are the circular doorways I was telling you about. Very good shaping. Obviously not made of this material, but very good shaping. In here, this image cannot be enlarged, viewed at full screen, or downloaded. This is incorrect. This is in fact incorrect. I have done it before. I'm not going to do it now because it'd be rude to do it in front of you guys. But I have done it. In Gallery 217. Yeah, so in this room, off to the side, I believe it should be Gallery 218 then. Yeah, yeah, it is Gallery 218. So you can see all this they have these representations of the furniture that would be there at the Chinese side. You remember going there in 2019? It was a good room. By Gal. Uh, I don't know if they'll show me the room itself, which is really sad because the ceiling is where the architecture is that I want to show you. So let me see, Met Museum, but all the furniture there is correct. So if I do Met Museum Gallery 218, it might be able to show me. Oh yeah, the windows are sick. Windows are sick as hell. No photographs of the ceiling? Oh, that is so sad. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Point is, there's a lot of intricate work that goes into making a stable ceiling and roof. Intercrossing beams with very unique ways of connecting the wood. It's very, very cool. I might be able to draw it for you if I still have it in my notes. But like the joinery, the wooden joinery, was basically like a Lego bricks where they would slot into each other. They would like slide. And actually, we're gonna see them later. Actually, I have videos where I can show you them. So we're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. But yeah. So if you see the inside, this also has some nice envisioning of the joinery. They would sometimes go diagonal, following the roofs, and they would go into the building itself. And so this is the interior of Foguangxi uh, temple or pagoda. But yeah, so you see these pitched roofs, the projecting eaves. These are all very stereotypical of Chinese architecture of this time, and they would lead into Japan, and especially the fact that it's woodworking. Now, to briefly mention, there's Korea. This textbook and my other textbook have maybe all of one page dedicated to Korea. And like it says global history. This is art through the ages, a global history. But most of it is Western art. And then there's like a last 25% of the book dedicated to everything else that was happening in the world besides Europe, which is absurd. Um, Now, that is a bit, I'm going to say right now, the earliest part of the book, because art hadn't existed in Europe yet, or at least not none that we could find, it does start off in Africa and with Egypt and caveman art uh, and the Middle East, because that's all there was at the time. So it goes in depth on Egypt. There's a lot of pages on Egypt. But once we get to Europe and Greek and Roman, it's gone. It's just Greek and Roman all the way up until the start of the Renaissance. Once the start of the Renaissance, that goes into global history too. So, you can understand my disappointment on the fact that there is exactly one page on Korea. Because the deciding factor between China and... okay, and this one there's 3 pages, in the other book there's 1 page. The deciding factor of art traveling from China to Japan is Korea. And you can very clearly tell that by the way these roofs look. If you look close to the pagodas here, you can see the influence into Korean pagodas. But look at this. There's 5 stories on this pagoda. 5 stories on this pagoda. 5 stories on this pagoda. The 5-story pagoda that is so prominent in Japanese artwork is from Korea. And the fact that there's just no mention of pagodas in the Korea section. They do mention, however, Sokuram. And I can't pronounce Shokguram. I can't really... I don't know Korean, unfortunately. I had to take Japanese for 2 years in high school, and my family speaks various dialects of Chinese. So the pronunciations there I'm a little bit more familiar with. Korean is beyond my pay grade, unfortunately. But has this cool big Buddha statue in the middle, because again, these were places for respecting Buddha. These are Buddhist structures. First and foremost, this is what they are. They are not homes, as what I'm going to make my pagoda into. So I want to emphasize, what I am doing is not accurate to history. It is being inspired by the architectural styling for a starter home. What I'm going to actually do is make a proper pagoda that has no living use. It is going to be big. It's going to try and replicate some of the architectural properties. Again, there's no gravity in Minecraft when it comes to blocks that aren't sand and gravel and such. And so it would just be to replicate the visual aspect of it, more than just the exterior, which I have done, and into the interior as well. So this is Sokura. So to give more respect to Korea than my textbooks have, this was built post the Silla Kingdom was conquered. No, they conquered. Hold on. With the help of China, the Silla Kingdom of Korea conquered the Goguryeo and Baekje kingdoms, and they unified Korea in 668. And so this was now the unified Silla Kingdom, which lasted for 300 years, and it's considered a big period of art in just like government in Korea's history by historians. And so Buddhism was once again, is still seen as a form of enlightenment. It's a protective force. I'm reading the textbook right now, and it's considered the many Buddhist temples they constructed and around the capital of Gyeongju to be supernatural defenses against external threats, as well as places of worship. Unfortunately, none of these temples survived Korea's turbulent history. However, at Chokgoram, near the summit of Mount Toham, northeast of the city, an 8th century granite Buddhist monument helps fill the gap. So we don't have a lot of Buddhist temples that survive today, apparently. But Chokgoram is one of the few that is in good condition. And it's just, I mean, look at it. Like you see the once again the woodwork of the beams, these posts and lintels going across, this huge bell in the middle. Oh, the fact that it's in this like big nature environment, it's great. It's the fact you'll find that we also see this in Muramachi and Momoyama when we get to that period in Japan. The fact that these things are secluded from mainland civilization for the purpose of meditation and peace gives it this fact that it gives it this beautiful nature. These leaves, and you'll see later on, I don't have an image of it here. But when we get to Shinto, it's also this similar idea of nature and Muramachi and Momoyama tea houses. It's just wolf. Oh wait, so that's main rotunda under a dome, Sokuram. Yeah, so this is the big Buddha statue. This is Shakyamuni Buddha specifically. If you don't know the difference between Buddhas, because I doubt people will, it's there are 5 Buddhas of the direction, and then a 6th Buddha. Buddhism kind of became theistic as time went on, to be quite honest. Uh, Different aspects of the Buddha's personality became 5 different Buddhas, and these were to represent the north, south, east, west, and the zenith, which is the center of the compass. And then above them was the Sakyamuni Buddha, uh, who's I don't like. It's not like he was the leader of the Buddhas. At least I don't think that's correct. But each Buddha would be associated with a different aspect of personality. And so if you had a flaw, you were not balanced in your personality, you would then be under the teachings of said Buddha. For instance, Vairochana Buddha was associated with the color white. He was the center Buddha, and he was associated with the central Dharma chakra, which is the Dharma chakra was the law that Buddha taught. It was his Dharma chakra is like a wheel that he's taught from. And he didn't actually teach from a wheel, but it's like a metaphor. And he did this in Deer Park, which was just a park where deer lived. And so the Vairochana Buddha is representative of that. He is the teaching Buddha, right? He's the one that represents teaching. Or the Amitabha's Buddha, which will come important later for what we're going to speak about. There is the red. He was associated with red. He was associated with meditating. He was about eternal life. He was associated with the West. He was the Dhyana Mudra, which is about that meditation. And so each mudra actually, these are hand movements. We can see the way that his hand is pointing down right here. He is touching the earth. He is in Deer Park touching the earth. He's speaking to the earth. He's saying, "I have become enlightened. Listen to me." It's kind of a big thing that he's a gesture that he's doing in front of his students, and so that's what makes him the Shakyamuni Buddha. Shakyamuni Buddha because he's doing the earth witness mudra. So, that being said, this idea of the Buddha being surrounded by these sculpted reliefs, these are bodhisattvas. Bodhisattvas are people who are trying to reach enlightenment in the same way that Buddha has already done so. And while every Buddhist is trying to reach enlightenment, these are bodhisattvas who are on their journey of enlightenment, right? Like the same way that the Buddha went on a journey, the bodhisattvas are on their journey, and they are also basically superheroes. They saved people, they saved the day, they had superpowers, it was this whole thing. It's not something we're going to get into, but this artwork becomes important later. So, with that said about all of the things that prior to Japan, we also have to speak about Japan prior to Buddhism. And so we come into something called Shinto. So this is Japan before 1333 when Buddhism comes into Japan. They were a Shinto culture. Now, how do I... By the time of the Yaoi, they were doing bronze, they were doing this, but they had a lot of woodworking already. If you want to look at the buildings, this is a very famous one in Shinto temple. Is it a temple? It's a shrine. Let's say it's a shrine. I said. Artist is the only class I've gotten less than an A in. Well, thank God you're here. You'll pass. So this is an area called Ise Jingu. Jingu meaning shrine. Ise is the name of the location. And this is what came prior to Buddhism in Japan. This was the religion that they followed. It was a form of animism where all of nature is important. It has spirits. It is something that you can rely upon. You can use its imagery in order to grant good luck. And what's very interesting about Ise Jingu is because animism was about cycles. It was about the impermanence of nature. It is the renewal, just how nature renews itself. they must renew themselves. And so every 20 years, they would have two sites of this building. You can see here, wooden torii gate, the shrine. It's a very nice building. Uh, People who do not practice Shinto aren't allowed inside. It's a whole thing. The Shinto, once again, represents the threshold between the real world, the human, the outside world, and the spiritual world. Once you pass through this gate, you are going to a spiritual area. It is respect the place. And so every 20 years, they have two locations. They have one location here and one location here. And so what happens is that they would live and work and meditate and do all their religious stuff in one shrine for 20 years. And then the other shrine out of that 20 years will get torn down, rebuilt, and then everyone will move into that shrine. And then after 20 years, this one will get destroyed, rebuilt, and then everyone moves into that shrine. And so that process of renewal is indicative of their religion. And so this will become important with the way that they view, with the way their culture would progress past that. And so this isn't just me mentioning what happened before for the sake of mentioning before, but the behavior and the reason that things get built is very important. And so what this leads into after Buddhism and the Nara and Buddhist Japan, we are now in the Nara period. This pagoda is part of a huge temple complex. So temple complexes weren't just one building. It was a multiple of buildings inside of one complex that served as the temple, for the Buddhist temple. And so this specific pagoda was made by the artist Tori, known as Tori Bushi, Bushi meaning the Buddhist artist. And he was known for making triads, where they would have one Buddha statue in the middle, flanked by two bodhisattvas. And so this specific one was in the Horyuji Kondo. Tori lived in Horyuji, which was the area that the palace of the prince. Again, not important. Things got burnt down. Things needed to be rebuilt. And so this was part of the temple complex that got made. And so the important thing I want to mention about the Horyuji Kondo and this Horyuji Pagoda is that it is one of the oldest wooden buildings still standing today. I think actually might just be oldest wooden buildings, period. One of them, right? And now, once again, it's a 5-story pagoda. This balcony was a later addition, but I've added it into my build to replicate it. This is the pagoda that we're replicating, just with different colors. And God, the intricate artwork is very, like, you have these cool gates going across, the wooden beams that slice into each other. You can see underneath the intricate wooden work. It's not a very great photo, but you gotta work with what you have. And then we have these raised pediments, staircases going up, big spire, big spire. And so let me just quickly read from the textbook itself. Horyuji Kondo. Tori created his Shaka triad. Different artworks called different things. The Shaka triad was the one that he just made, of the Buddha and the Bodhisattvas. So, for the Horyuji temple complex that Prince Shotoku founded near his estate at Ikaruga outside Nara. The Nara period is named after the Nara region. Fire destroyed the Asuka period temple, but the priests rescued Tori's statue and reinstalled it around 680 AD in the Kondo of the Nara era complex, which also features a 5-story pagoda, one of the oldest wooden buildings in the world. Although the Kondo has been periodically repaired and somewhat altered over time, the covered porch is an 8th century addition and the upper railings date to the 17th century, it retains its graceful but sturdy forms beneath the modifications. The main pillars, not visible particularly well because of the balcony, but there's pillars going along here. Yeah, so decrease in diameter from bottom to top. So you can see this outer wall here does not there's stuff inside. Because you notice how these are all very slim, and then there's this big one at the bottom. So this is the outer part covering this porch with the covered roof of the balcony. This is all added in afterward in the 8th century. But inside, these buildings get slowly thinner and thinner because there's a center. There are pillars inside. As I mentioned, this big long pillar here. They were built around these pillars in order for structural integrity, and so the central pillar dictates the fact that it stands. And now, in this building that we're going to see here, this is a 360 cam of this pagoda right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh my God, guys! It's specifically Shitennoji pagoda. If you go inside, you'll see that there's one guy staring at the camera, but instead of a big circular pillar in the middle, there's a rectangular room with thin walkways around it. And so you'd be able to circumambulate. I'm going to quickly mute this. And here's some Buddhist artwork. I believe these would be bodhisattvas. Those guys are not just sumo wrestlers. They actually have importance. It's not something we need to mention, but it is, I believe, known as something that I don't need to get into, but I'm going to look for it anyway. And if I take too long to find it, then I'm going to give up on it. But there were spirits, despite Buddhist being a non-theistic religion, and they were just a person who practiced the philosophies of Buddha. Again, it became a little bit theistic when they split the Buddha up into different aspects of his personality, and they followed different versions of the Buddha, and blah 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 blah. But there's also like how we have like the ideas of like leprechauns or unicorns, fairies. There's similar ones for fertility spirits known as the Yakshi and the Yaksha, which are feminine and masculine, respectively. And so stuff like that, or like a temple guardian that I can't remember the name of, they were believed to exist. Do I have them? I might not have it. I do think I wrote it somewhere, but the ability to look it up, it's just something I'm not gonna. Yeah, I'm not gonna get into that. Yeah, so this here is a doorway that goes inside the temple itself. Here's another wall with more statues of bodhisattvas. But if you go a little bit more this way, there's an actual open version of that doorway on the other side. And you see there's a staircase inside. And there is no big central pillar. There's not a central pillar that goes all the way up. Now, in my version that I have built, I do have the central pillar. And it does end here for aesthetic purposes. This room doesn't exist. I might... Also because I'm going to be stealing... all of these from the trial chamber, I might as well just... Oh, but that's where my light's gonna be. Well. Fine. Do I like this pillar? Yeah, it definitely does eat up all the space I have. So even though it's not accurate, no pillar. Ugh, fine. Anyway, back to this. There's no such a pillar here, and that's because they start crossing the beams into the big central rock here. As you can see, they're all connected. Interweaving, interlocking. And it's all wood. It's all wood. It's very impressive. Just look how cool this place looks. Look at these doors. Look at that. It's so cool. I just love it. Anyway, so this is the Horyuji Temple. Tapering, decrease in diameter from bottom to top. The tapering provides an effective transition between the more delicate brackets above and the column's stout forms. Also somewhat masked by the added porch is a harmonious reduction scale from the lower to the upper roof. So you can see, look, these string kind of emphasize just how gradual it is. Look at that. And so you can't replicate this in Minecraft as easily unless you make it a real large scale. And so what I did is I had this be one block larger than this one, and then this would be the same size, and this would be one block thinner than these two, and this would also be the same size. And so it is still a gradual, but it's like boop, 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 and so it feels a bit more gradual. And so if I put my screen back up, you can see that even though it's not perfect, it does feel gradual. because there is that difference here and that difference here, your eye kind of tricks you into thinking that this is also gradually going whoop instead of boop, 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 boop. So if you don't focus on it too hard, it does do the thing. I love building, guys. Uh, and, ba, ba, ba. Oh yeah, until a disastrous fire in 1949, visitors to the Horyuji complex could view important early examples of Japanese Buddhist mural painting. Fortunately, old color photographs of the paintings exist. So, because of the fire, the paintings got damaged, but we do have this photograph of it. And this is of the Amida Buddha, which is the Amitabha Buddha we just talked about, but in Japan it's Amida. And this is the meditating Buddha. This is the guy that's important. You can see he's doing the mudra in his hands. The mudra is, of course, the hand gestures. And it's just, look at that. The bodhisattvas on either side. And so, I'm not going to be able to replicate an entire painting. And I don't feel like doing it. But I want to have little statues of the Buddha, the bodhisattva, or like an equivalent version of this made-up frozen Japanese town. And now, again, Japan in frozen settings do exist. We can see ice, the water, we can see snowy trees. And so, because I live in a frozen ocean, I want to do something like this. This building that we're doing here is specifically for the village that we're going to be living in as our base of operations as we set up all the farms. I want to do something on the scale of this by the time we're done setting up our farms, because we'll have all the resources ready for us. And so this is what we're aiming for, with a large pagoda with 5 stories and everything. Big natural landscape. Because this is the Muramachi period. This is the vibe of Momoyama Muramachi. And we're going to have tea houses on the river as well. But the important part of the build that we're going to be doing in the season isn't necessarily the architecture, though we are going to spend a lot of time on that. It is going to be the environment in which the architecture is surrounded by. That is what sets apart Muramachi Momoyama from the previous periods. It is the fact that it is secluded from the main line. It is its own world. This is as I mentioned last time, this is a man-made lake. These are man-made islands that they planted trees on top of. This did not happen naturally. This is a extension of humanity's want to create. And whether or not this building is morally sound for existing, because it is made by rich people and it's the whole thing, it's a very extravagant use. It's kind of wasteful. What it represents of the movement, of the period, of the art period, is very insightful to humanity. And that is what I like about art history. It is that insight into humanity. And so that is what we're going to go for. We want these cool curvy trees, and I want to make it snowy. So badly. And so we're going to do it very hard on making a very nice natural landscape. And these leaves are very green for being in a frozen area. So we're going to mix in some azalea and some spruce leaves together for some special treats. So we're going to be doing a lot of nature building, organics, along with these cool Japanese architecture with the funny roofs. And just a very quick insight into what I'm talking about with the architecture of a pagoda. Big central pillar. All these cross beams leading in to the central pillar. This would be the first floor. So the central pillar goes up. Okay, central pillar is not on the first floor. That is my bad. That is my fault. Yeah, this is what we're going to be going for. So with all that being said, let's go back to our Minecraft. And because we're not working on Muramachi just yet, I'm going to save Global History 2 for another stream, because we're already an hour in. And I need to get a lot of farms done. And so I'm going to start working on some farms today. Probably not finish all the ones that I need. Because I need an iron farm, which we're going to do with all the villagers that we have. I need a guardian farm, which we're not going to start this episode. I might need a slime farm. Who's this? We'll see. And I need a mob farm. We're also going to need an enchanting table. Let's make a checklist. Let's make a checklist, gang. Ooh, ah. Let me grab a post-it. So, we're going to need iron farm. We're going to need slime question mark. We're going to need a guardian farm for prismarine and sea lanterns and also food. Until then, we're going to need a different kind of food farm. There were those animals in pens at that village. So we're going to do a hostile mob farm. Which, not like the one on PvP, we're just going to make a basic one where they walk into stuff. And do I want to use it for XP? I think I want to have a switch. Which means we're going to need redstone. And let's go to the seed map. On where we're living, let's find biomes, spawn, village. We're living here. This is the village we're currently at. Is there a dungeon? We're not zoomed in enough. Alright, it's loading in. So this is our village. We have a dungeon here. The spider ones are a pain to make. But I also need a lot of bone meal. So I think the most optimal one to go for is a skeleton. This one's underwater. This is our best mob farm. So we're going to go there and check out that coordinate. Instead of making one. Because we also need gunpowder, so it would be nicer to have a general use mob farm. But I think until we can get enough resources, we're going to keep that as a later project. We're going to start with the starter mob farm. So we're going to underline that one as important. We're going to underline iron farm as important as our starter farm. And we also need to get an enchanting table. And the iron farm is going to be a cross with a villager breeder. So we can trade for books. But we're going to have to let the villager breeder, actually cook for a while to actually get all the villagers that we need. So we're going to start with the enchanting table. So we can get base gear so that we're safe. And then we can lead up to the proper books that we want. And to do so, we're also going to need a melon and pumpkin farm to trade with the villagers. We have pumpkins, but no melons. And for the villagers to breed... Alright, well, first things first, I want to save this schematic. Where is this? Where did this ladder come from? How did you do that? Oh, because I broke the block, right. So let's make sure everything is the way we want it to be. Every block is exactly how we want it to be placed. See, I like that yellowish, so we're gonna have to live with it here. And honestly, as much as I got rid of the bone block texture here, it does add a lot. It does add a lot. Yeah. Okay, we're gonna set all that back. Let's go back inside. And I don't mind the texture. Honestly, my issue that I've been having with these windows being a kind of a weird shape, because they have a lot of empty space of pure white, might be solved by doing something like this. No. Nope, that didn't do it. I really hoped it would. Alright, that should be all the windows now fixed. I don't have any lighting in this room. All of it comes from up there. And let's do slash times at night to see what this looks like. I don't like that. It's just so blank. I think this is better. I tried to make it work because you can see here we have 5 beams, 4 beams, 3 beams, which has always been the intent. But because of the way that it's small and the shape is weird, I couldn't get the math to work out the way I would want. Did the music just end? It's only an hour and 1. The playlist goes on for an hour and 43. How the hell did you do that? Okay. Yeah. Do I like this? Let's put this here and here. Because this is what I did the first time and I didn't like it. It might be a necessary evil. I don't know if I mind that. Hold on, I am getting a phone call. Wonderful. Okay. So, first off, I'm going to keep the pillar down here. Simply for ease of use, I still can't fit a staircase down here. And if I were to put a staircase, then... Alright, let's try it out. Let's try it out. I don't hate it. In fact, I think I like it. No, I vibe with this. Um, Let me just put some guardrails in. Let me put a nice little lantern here. Put like a granite here. Oh, not big enough. We'll do an armor stand instead. Uh, no, this is good. I'm okay with this. Okay. Now I do think this is a bit too much dark oak in one area. It does help break it up. There you go. And then if anybody just doesn't feel like going down the staircase all the way, it's not a long drop. Nope, that's bad. Maybe like this. Yeah, that's better. Let me turn it like that so you can't see the fact that this looks different. Now, I do have this thing where I don't know if I like this more or this more. Uh, Now, just imagine there's a sick-ass armor stand right here. That looks cool. Why are you not playing? I think the fact that like this in isolation looks nice. With the roof, it's way too much of the same tone. And so from an exterior perspective, it looks bad. And so if I just do this, and that gives you some visual interest in the ceiling, which was not previously there. And these walls are a little drab. I think that's okay. I think once we put these art pieces in, it'll be a little bit busy. We'll live. We'll be okay with this. Now comes to the spire. The spire on Horyuji is a lot of these rings, and then a tiny little crescent top with the spire going back up from there. So I probably want to add more of these and shrink this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now, the spire, height-wise, I would say ratio, like, if you compare it to what comes below, it's about 2 floors, maybe 2.5 worth of height. And so, in comparison, mine is about the correct height then. I do think we can just... Whoop. Actually, whoop, whoop. Huh? It's not doing well in art, it's doing well in art history. People are not great at studying. In comparison, the radius of pi is me? What the hell do you mean the radius of pi? Pi doesn't have a radius. Pi is not a circle. Anyway. I think that is a finished structure. I do want to mention something that I find fun, is that you notice this balcony is overhang? Well, number one, this is 2 blocks out from these being 1 block differences. Trying to replicate the difference in the balcony versus the actual interior building. So the actual corner would go right here. So we should probably replicate that there. And in doing so, these will become dark oak. There you go. And by the way, all the blocks I'm leading up to save resources. You thought it would, but you can say, okay. Let me just quickly go here. Now, what do we want our front to be? On that other building, the entrances to the staircase are on either side. So we want this to be the side. The one that was open was this one, but there is a doorway on both sides. And so it really matters, like, because the building's symmetrical, we could just rotate it any way we want and make that the front. So it actually doesn't matter too much. Though I do think for ease of access, having the front be the one with the door. But the artwork would be up front and center. You know what? I probably might not put artwork in this one, but I might put it in the big one. And so this one we should have use as a house take precedence over that. So let's go here. Move this point to the player. And then go here. And make sure we're aligned with the other side of the building. And then what we're going to do, a little special trick. And just like that, that is the entire pagoda. It might be one block too tall. There we go. I actually think this is better. Yeah! Honestly, it might just be this. It might just be this. Do I gel with this? I think I do. I think this might be like a block too tall in terms of proportion. Not in terms of like matching proportions of the original building, because then it does match it. But in terms of like aesthetically pleasing, it doesn't look like it's getting as taller due to the way that Minecraft's perspective works. And so you want to do something called foreshortening, which gives the illusion of it being even taller by making things look like they're having more and more space between them, or less and less space as they get further away. But I will live. Oh, it's because I have a different thing here than I do here. I can quickly fix that. Okay, I think the heavy ones should go on the bottom, maybe? While the lighter types. Something like this. They put slabs here instead of staircases. Like, you see that? But these are still staircases here. Yeah, I think it's the fact that the middle one feels so skinny in comparison, because the dark oak has the other dark oak support. The outside supports have the other dark oak supports in order to blend in and make them look thicker, while the middle ones don't have that mass going on. And so if I'm able to make it feel like it's filling up more space, it'll feel more evenly distributed. Like that. Maybe more like this. upper one might be the better one. That actually might be it. Which means that you don't need to be a stair. You can be a slab, gang. We save more on resources. Let's go. Yeah, a lot of Minecraft building isn't about what it actually is doing. It's what it's look like it's doing to the eye. And so these kinds of optical illusions where you make things appear thicker so that they can actually seem the same. No, sorry, you make things actually thicker so they can appear to be the same thickness. It's just how it goes when it comes to building. That should be all of them. All right. Any other issues with this build before I copy it? Nah, I think I'm good with it now. But I don't want to mention these balconies. Hello, villager. Because like if you go to places like the desert and you see like the old homes they used to make for desert homes, they barely have any like awning above the doorway beyond like this is how the door works. And usually doors actually go in the middle of the wall, and so it'd be more like that's stupid of me. Okay. Thank you. It'd be more like this amount of space underneath the doorway. But with places that have rain and precipitation, you have these huge things that overarch over the entrance, because it's to ward off, all the wet from the outside getting inside. And so that's a really cool piece of environmental storytelling that, like, you don't really think about. Places that have rain and snow have bigger awnings over their doorways than places that do not have rain or snow. And once you learn that fact, you start noticing it. Like I just figured it out one day. Like as I was going through all my pieces of architecture and like looking around and stuff, I just noticed this. I was like, whoa. Thick as hell. And there you go. All done. So yeah, that's saved. Let me close this mod pack. I wanted to add armor poser. And one other mod. Zeros. Ugh. So let me get that in there. Armor, poser, and zeros. Zero plus. Performance improvements, extra features. What extra features are you adding? I don't need any of this. That's fine. I'll be fine. Huh. Hey guys, are you happy with the hour and a half of art history talk and building consideration? The same thing happened last week. Alright, this is what we do now. I was asked to do a long-term building project, and I've made sure I am able to do so. I'm a bit silly with it. I'm a bit silly with it. Not eventually. Captions. Captions. That's not what I said. Okay. We're here. We're in the town. Psych is online. Oh, hello, villager. Alright, so we have a couple things we need to do. We have this bamboo growing. We're going to let that grow because we want scaffolding. Oh, but that's... Oh, okay. General use mob farm is becoming even more necessary. Because I want scaffolding, and so I need the string from the mob farm. Ooh. Just bread, wonderful. So you have some food. To let us get along. Luna's also here. Oh. I want to get rid of these sweet berry bushes. 1 for safety, and 2 for food. Uh-oh. We have to refix some... Alright, there you go. All fine. Boop, 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 boop. I think they just want to hang out. Let's go explore the rest of this town. Ooh, iron pickaxes. Nice. And iron? Oh. Oh, no. Buddy, I need you for now. I'm going to kill your brethren later, but you're not the one dying, buddy. Yeah, the coordinates are on screen, Luna. You can just waltz on over. I do have to set up my waypoint to be a little bit, Where's minimap settings? Minimap enemy radar? I want to have... Display names? No. If I had tab, it'll display names. But I want icons. This is why we make those. Oh, I forgot to fix my resource pack. Eating's still way too quiet. Oh. Why does zombie not have an icon? Oh, it's because of the resource pack. You guys volunteered to join the building server. I don't know what to tell y'all. This is why studying architecture is more than just a hobby. It also helps you play Minecraft. Like, you don't even have to study hard. You can just, like, find a house you like and create it. But base it off of real life and not a Minecraft one, because that's just stealing. I have this treasure map that I'm never going to visit, aren't I? Because if I'm the top left of it, I'd have to travel southwest, like in that way. And eventually find it. I can go on that trek one day. One day. Let's see, what else? Alright, so, we're going to set up a schematic version of the pagoda. We're going to probably... I don't know what they're talking about. Let's see. Where should we put our starter pagoda? Oh, you already took it from there? Have you seen this exact map? You've seen this exact map? Oh. It's useless now. Into the river you go, bum. I think the pagoda will look real nice right here. I think we flattened this ground a little bit. And then... do I have some more blocks to flatten it out? That's the one I'm living out of, isn't it? No, it's not. This one is. I haven't actually explored this village. Alright, some of the job tables that I want. Wonderful. Okay. Alright. Is there anything beyond this one street? Yeah, there is. Okay. We can do a little bit more looting. In a quick second. I do want to place this up. So we're gonna... Because we're going to cover up the hole in the ground anyway, so we just have to cover up the surrounding bits. Let's do low schematic, start to go up. It's not tall enough. Alright, let's start moving it. About here? And we want to move it a little bit further inward that way. There you go. That's a nice place to put it. We get some snowballs along the way. Okay, and then we gotta move this tree. Right, and these trees gotta move. Actually, I don't hate that tree being there. Okay, you can stay. let's... There you go. Is that a good position for it? Maybe just a block further in, to the left. Yeah, that'll do it. And this part is floating. Oh, and there's another Azalea cave down there, which will be useful for us. And this is the Spruce Taiga that has the stuff we're going to need. This is some weird land generation. Hello, cat. Meow! Get trapped, nerd. There you go. Yeah, I gel with that. Bam. Now, I think this would go here. I think that belongs there. Okay. I think snow can go in here. I think... extra food goes in there. And bamboo's starting to grow. That's nice. Bamboo collection begins. Let's pull up a resource list. Because we're also going to have to start killing the squid here for black ink. Because we're going to need a lot of dark prismarine. And we're going to need both black dye and prismarine. So... this is another reason that we want to get better enchants. So we can kill these guys in one hit. Because you cannot crit underwater. And also, it's so slow to swim. Why would it do that to me, actually? Ooh, and a squid head. We can also use the ink sacs to make a book and quill. We don't have any feathers. But we can. Alright. Place wants to configure materialist. Oh, okay. Yeah. Put you in the tool bag. Oh, never mind. We might want to grab some things while we're in that Azalea cave. So we're going to bring the shoes with us. We're going to want a spare shovel. And we have all this wood to give us the sticks that we're going to need in case we ever have tool issues. We have extra iron leggings in case our armor breaks. Bucket for bucket clutching. Birch for boating. We're going underwater. But we might come out in the middle of an ocean when we're leaving. We need torches. We don't have anything else. Oh, we want an extra shield, don't we? God. God. Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah. No, that's really cool. Yeah. God damn it. That's... Ow. Awesome. That's fine. I'm fine. What? Do y'all see how dead-eyed that thing is? What? Oh, not my business. I just... Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Really? Hold something, man. Can you hold this? I don't want you despawning. Hold this. Thank you. Stay there. God. Oh. Okay. Okay. Alright, let's get a crack on. Let's start planting these. With a bit more girth and birth to their presence, so we can have more bamboo. Let's go to this azalea tree and start chopping it down. We already have some azalea bushes. It's underground. I don't like the waypoint moves. That's not what I want. Anyway. Also, I'm going to turn off captions. I had that on for their life, and I did not... I don't want them anymore. I don't know where... What? There we are. Dog. Wonderful. That's awesome. Yeah, no thanks. Okay, so, the mission statement for today is to hopefully get some diamonds, get some enchanting going, and then we can start doing all the other stuff like farms that we would like to do. I'm grabbing all this rooted dirt because there are projects where you want to build the rooted dirt, and it sucks to do so. Because you have to actually like farm the rooted dirt by gathering each one by one, by growing the azalea trees and converting it into rooted dirt. Or you have to go into a cave, a lush cave, and find all the hanging roots. And collect all the rooted dirt from there, and then all the roots from below, and mishmash it with your dirt. That's where the lush cave is. Good. They died. I think they're also simultaneously playing Fortnite in a group chat. Oh no, they moved. Never mind. No, they are in fact doing Fortnite. I'm right. I know you left the server to go play Fortnite. That's what I said out loud. I said out loud, I think they went to go play Fortnite. I literally am reading. I read out loud the text from Sam that goes, "Oh, by the way, in 10 minutes," and they sent this at 2:50, and it's 3 p.m. right now. Luna, Psyche, and I are going to go play Fortnite. Man, this dirt is hella rooted in here. Like, it's a deep, lush cave for the tree to be this rooted. Holy cannoli. My inventory's already getting full, so we're gonna have to leave soon. Put all this rooted dirt away. But it's a nice find. Because it's especially nice when building with brown. Like, if you guys remember this project that I'm slowly working on, the Deadliest Game Show, there's a big, long tunnel full of rooted dirt. And I had to collect that all, and I did it by hand by planting azalea trees. Because I was too lazy to go and find a lush cave. Boop, boop. Boop, 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 boop. Boop, 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 boop. I'm just digging dirt, man. I'll find that lush cave one of these days. I don't want to mine all this andesite, because I want it to fill up my inventory, because then I'm going to have to use it to dig out as I pillar up. And then I'd be wasting all the andesite I just gathered, so... I have no choice here. Put it back. Thank you for the cave noise. I kind of just don't want to play on the server unless I'm streaming it. It feels a bit useless to do so because I'm not going to turn these into videos. These are going to be pure VODs. So, my main goal is just be able to, like, reach the masses with my art history lessons. And I was like, oh my god. Streamers educational? Streamers educational? There's a yes comment section. They are. A shovel. Oh, we are nowhere. Look at how long. We've dug so much, and we're still not there. Okay, I gotta get out of this hole. I need more shovels. I also left an item in a crevice. Like, a little bit above where we are. Okay. Eh. There we go. Oh my god. Bro. There we go. I hear walking noises. I knew it was a creeper. I can sense the footsteps. No gunpowder from both is crazy work. What's ring? That's a zombie. I can tell by their footsteps. I've been playing Minecraft for too long. Ugh. Yeah, that's what I thought. The place is illuminated. How dare you? I still got andesite with me anyway. Alright. God damn it. There you go. What I'm trying to do is this, this. I take this. You get that. So these would be for me. Put you in there. There. We'll keep the cobblestone on us, but the sand will go in there. Oh. Then we're gonna grab another piece of iron. Another piece of iron. We don't have a crafting table on us. But we do have all this wood. So let's just quickly make one of those for us on the road. Let's make a shovel. That is good. I'll get all this bamboo. Hold on. Now, the best tool for breaking down bamboo is actually a sword. But X is the second best tool, which is confusing. Because swords break them instantly, but axes break them a little bit. It's just... I don't use swords early game at all until I can enchant them. And so... You're going to see me walk around with an axe until I start getting enchantments, and then I'll show you a sword. Because swords are just kind of useless until you get the sharpness in comparison to an axe. Some clay here, which is we're going to get tons of it in the Lush Cave, so... Main goal right now is get ourselves to the Lush Cave, and then we can build a proper staircase out. And also grab all the dirt. I think the best way when it comes, which again, a completely random thought, because I'm thinking about like how certain blocks would be useful, because I've seen all this andesite. It's like people really want like stuff like andesite bricks, and mods do have their interpretations of what that should look like andesite bricks and so on. And the thing is, when it comes to making mod packs as a builder, it's kind of arbitrary. Like my first mod pack, Blasberry, has a lot of crap in it. And a lot of it is because I was like, oh man, this would be great for building, this would be great for building. But then you don't end up using a lot of it. You start sticking to a certain palette. And so the best thing to do when you're going into a mod pack, if you're doing it for building purposes, is what do you want to build? And then building a mod pack around the color palette and the textures that you would like to see. And of course also gameplay. Like the reason that I have in my Blasberry world stuff like Twilight Forest, or in the the reason we haven't done a lot of Blasberry, by the way, isn't because I've fallen out of it or anything. Is like I'm hoping to update it to a newer version, and not all the mods I want are the newer version, so I'm just holding off. But the best thing to do is I have Twilight Forest. I put Grimoire of Gaia in there. Druidcraft is fun. I like the beetles, but other than that, it's not really for me. So I took it out of the mod pack in the newer release. It's gonna happen. Which is like it's really like the reason I have Tinker's Construct isn't because I want to build, isn't because I want to use all the Tinker's Construct weapons and stuff. It's because I like the building blocks, and I think that's really funny. Because the reason I even know about Tinker's Construct is because of Phoenix, and Phoenix loves working with that weird big pot of metal that you have to make with the sheets and whatever. It makes no sense to me. I don't get any of it. I'm sure if I follow some tutorials, I'd get it. But funnily enough, Create has made it into the newer version of the mod pack because of how much of a great time I had with it in Eclipse. And even then, it's not one of my favorite mods in the world. I don't have like the greatest love of create, but it's like, it's great for farming. That's the import to me. I use it for making farms of like slime, so I don't have to go in to make a slime chunk, right? It's more tuned to my playstyle of I like to make redstone machines and not wait around on spawning mechanics. Which in base Minecraft you do have to do. There's the hanging roots I mentioned. Let's turn the night vision on. So what we're going to do now is we're going to make this our bog standard 3x3 and then dig up from here. I hear the skeleton. Let's turn this off briefly so we can start putting some lights in so that we can be protected while... Ooh, diamonds. Why did it reappear in chat? Am I going insane? Like it was fading out and then it faded back. It came back really abruptly and then faded finally. Or am I just like kind of going blind? Am I hallucinating? I think it's the proper term that we're looking for. Oh, that's a creeper. Oh, man. I'm sorry, anti-creeper grief means it doesn't even kill people? Oh, that's pathetic. There's a McDonald's and the Pentagon. Ah! The children yearn for Weird Al Yankovic. Tropical fish because we're in a lush cave, right? Oh, for... I just need to set up a safe... Oh! What? The hell did my axe go? Did it break? I didn't hear it break. There's usually a chunk sound, right? Huh. Okay. There we go. Nice. Is there more? Yeah, there is. Okay. There you go. Oh, there's giants over here. Let's try and go back to where we were. Right here. This is the center of my 3x3. So we're going to start building a staircase around this block. And so we'll place a flat surface here. It's going to go up like so. Now we're a little bit short on resources, so we're going to have to scrap together a hasty staircase and then start trimming. And then we can start using the wood once we run out. And then when we get to the surface, we can probably finish it off. We can use a water bucket. Right here is where we're going to put it, so we can just fall the way down. As fast travel. And then walk all the way up. Ugh. My music. Ah. Agent Knight, Captain Centurion Lord. Okay, that's what it is. Where is my music? There you go. it's arduous. I be going up. Oh, hello. The price of safety. Is it worth it? When you make boba. Well, I used to not like tapioca. Which I know is heresy, coming from a person who's Asian living in America. Never tickled my fancy. I still think tapioca tastes bad. But it doesn't taste terrible. I like it now. Uh, in terms of other flavors, it's still not up there. But, like, I'm not going to tell you it's bad. I did just say that now, but that's because I had poor word choice. I do not think it is bad. I do like the taste of it now. It's an acquired taste. It's literally just the thing, like, over time, your taste buds will just acclimate to it. And then you're like, oh, actually, now that I can ignore the parts that were unfamiliar to my mouth, and I am familiar with the taste, I can ascertain whether or not I think it is tasty. And the answer is yes. Yes, I do. Hello. Idiot. I hate this. What the hell was that? Who taught you all those fancy footworks? I'm gonna go sleep and come back. Also, I killed all these skeletons, so not a singular bow. Alright, skeleton. I have this creeper after me. I would like you to kill it. Oh, you're useless. Yes, skeleton, come a little closer. Oh, don't do this. Don't be like this. Just quickly shoot this guy. No, 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 no! It's idiots. Where are the rest of my villagers? Do not push me. Oh, wrong house. Whatever. Let me just put you inside. Go inside the house, just real quick. Just do something for me. Just prove me you can go inside the house real quick. Just real fast. Buddy. Over here. Yeah, over here. You love your weapons. Yeah, you love your grindstones. Come on. You love grindstones. Oh, they're awesome. Look at them. Look how cool they are. Look how awesome. No. Stop it. Stop. No. All the way over here. You're doing great, Sweaty. Fantastic work. Fantastic. No. Why are you stupid? Yeah. Off the trees. Yeah. You're not an arboreous creature. Oh, you're annoying. I know where your home is. You know where your home is. It's not that one. Yeah, almost there. Yeah. No. Yeah. Awesome. Just quickly. Awesome. And now, just in case of any baby zombies. Because I just realized if I'm to make this place into an actual iron farm, I need 4 villagers. So I just gotta make sure I have 4 villagers. You have to get converted. See, I'm starting to get a little concerned because I only see the 1 villager. Oh, there's the second one. What? Oh no, that is a villager from the from the other world. Got it. Yeah, the rest of my villagers seem to be gone. So this guy and zombie guy are gonna need to get going on some things. Okay. That's alright. Back into the pit. Alright, we have to grab some blocks to try and clean it up. No, we'll keep this. No. Don't do that to me. That'd be so rude. That'd be so mean. There we go. So that is the start of our staircase. That's a bash. Wonderful. And that is killing? No, it's looting. Oh, hold on. I see you. There we are. Oh, where'd it go? Thank you. There we are. Oh, my shovel. Let's quickly clean up the staircase itself and come back with the extra blocks we have. This goes into nowhere. That's awesome. Okay, let's go back up. Look at these walls, man. Just pop a torch in there. Oh, goodness. So this is not a very nice looking stairway. But it is going to be a safe one. And that's what is important to me. And I missed that? Okay, that's interesting. Because basically what we're doing is putting all those blocks in the walls so that mobs can't spawn in there. And also so that we can't accidentally walk off the staircase and they mess up our efficiency of going up and... well, not down, because down is just going to be falling into the pit. But... there we go. This is a big chunk of clay, but I think what we're gonna do is to indicate that there is clay here. We're gonna break that, put this here, and put that into the wall. And so we can tell that there's clay there if we ever want to go and grab that, if we like run out of resources in the lush cave below. We won't actually have to do any of that right now. Okay, it's coming along. Oh, front two. Oh. Oh. Oh! Bad. Do not approach me. I said do not approach me. This is what you get. Man. There we go. And this should help clean up the walls. Look at me go. I'm just a little organizing person. No, I did miss a spot up here. I did remember. Right, there you go. Back down. There we go. Alright, we're out of resources. Whew. Let's go hunting for stuff. Alright, so, once again, the checklist is diamonds, as of what we're doing in this game right now, along with some redstone for the farms that we're probably going to build later. And to get some nice up and levels. Wonderful. No gunpowder. Okay. I mean, now that we have enough diamonds for a diamond pickaxe, if we could find some obsidian, or hell, we find the lava and make some obsidian, that'd be pretty dandy, because there's magma right here, but no lava. Okay. Okay. So what we're going to do first is follow this lava trail to its tippity-top source and convert it into obsidian. No. Anyway. See, this is the reason we need diamond tools. These things break so fast. And now, with our handy dandy crafting table, we place it down. We're out of sticks. We don't have any sticks. Just give me a second. Hold on. Just give me a second. Pardon me a second. Just give me a quick moment. Okay, so this might take a bit longer than I thought. Two small children is crazy. Because now they're gonna do their zombie spawns where they get damaged and then they summon new zombies. Oh my god. You think you're slick. You think I don't know how your spawning mechanics work. I know how they work. Skeleton. There we go. Was that Strad? No, it's a... Yeah, it is Strad. I was right. Okay. I remember my using this. I'm gonna beat to death with it. Oh. That's crazy. That happens from time to time. There we go. I don't know, it's just I'm doomed to fall is just kind of a crazy one. Because it implies it wasn't just falling off, because that's fell from a high place. Oh, you're stupid. What? Okay, I can't reach that. That's fine. Okay, you're fine. Let me see if I can go back and find that little crevice. Well, by golly. There's a lot of mobs in this race directly. In fact, in the crevice I was just in. How did they even touch it? That's messed up. You think I just turned my sounds off to call it? This is awesome. Oh, you lived. That's crazy. How you living? There you go. Cool. Awesome. I didn't get any sticks from that. Oh, I'm stupid. Okay. I forgot to make a spare shield because I done all that stupid. Wonderful. All this for a diamond pickaxe, man. Oh, heavy lag spike. I don't know what's about to happen. There we go. You lived? You lived? Alright, let's make that diamond pickaxe. Awesome. That's one. Let's toss out. This clay. Yeah, man. Okay. I can't really do much about that. Keep it on me, actually. A bit of string for a bow. Actually, I'll give this to me. Put that obsidian there. Okay, we're back. Oh, you did not shoot the. What? I refuse. I refuse to believe that's how that worked. Just for that. Really? That's how long it's going to take? Okay. Okay. Well, this is a golden axolotl right here. Cool. I will name you something that is a reference. I don't know what it is yet. Let's see. This golden axolotl will be named after the crown. We'll call you Lotus. I do need to delete this. I don't care about this. Oh my god. That stupid grass saved your ass. Ba-bum. I'm having a great time. Oh, diamonds. They're up there. Okay, how do I? Because I have this axolotl. I left my crafting table up there, so we're just gonna. I hear footsteps. It's the axolotl triggering that. Okay, you're fine then. Alright, let's get up there. Block, I have a block. Lava. So I don't want to waste the entire lava lake, because I do want to keep some of it in case I'll one day need to use lava for a build. So what we're going to do instead is contain the spread of our water to a designated zone. We can have a nice water obsidian supply over here. Without the fear of danger. And we're going to have to dig around lava to make sure it's safe. I'm going to grab 3 of these because we already have 4. It's going to be a great time doing it too. I'm going to drink some water even. Not that this is going to take long. I mean, just in case, we need to stay hydrated at any given moment, no matter how long or short a task may be. You notice on the minimap that says zombie instead of zombie because of the south symbol saying, oh, we're done. See? Barely even noticed. Oh, axolotl. Now, that is an exit. Vision. Okay, there we go. Actually, no, let me go up here first. I'm about to hit 26. Bam. And there we go. That's ready to be going. Okay. You will not despawn unless I kill you. I left all my arrows. I made the bow, but I forgot to grab the arrows that are now useful. Brother. Okay. Okay, suffer. Alright, once we get enchanting, we can grab more obsidian and make ourselves a nether portal. Let's papa. Got a book. And 2 diamonds. There we go. Let's set up shop. Thank you. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Now let's put some stuff away. That's going to be important for later. And then... Nope, not that one. This one. There we go. You will go in the bucket. You bucket will go in the chest. Gosh. What are we doing here? Now we need to make bookshelves, which we don't have in vast amounts. We can make 1 bookshelf. We don't have a reliable source of leather. This guy's never been traded with, so if I take these away, and I make you a leather worker with a cauldron. Hold on. I think leather workers... Oh. What do they trade? They buy leather. Yeah. We need a librarian. Do you give me my 3 books back? You do? Okay. So we can make a lectern, turn them into a librarian, get myself some more bookshelves. Alright, buddy. What the hell? I did that so that you wouldn't be able to climb out. Alright. Get your ass back in here. As a lectern. You sense the workstation, right? Buddy, The workstation. What is he hunting for? Go away, you idiot! Oh, you're stupid! He was really trying to walk through the zombie to get to the workstation. His workstation code overrode his ability to recognize he was going to die. Bro is that dedicated to working. Oh my god. Hello. You're kidding me. Awesome. I'll get you some paper, buddy. Oh my god. Alright, let me make some torches. My brother. How dare you? There you go. Sticks. Right, let's melt some of this. There you go. Let's wait for one more to grow. So you can get the 7 paper. The 7 paper recipes is what I meant, but yeah. Hey buddy. God, you're so stupid. Let's get trapdoors up in here. Alright, and this. Okay, this should do it. So we can go in here. We can place 2 trapdoors. Close them up behind us. And then we place one ladder. So they will not recognize this as the ability to get out, but we can. Wonderful. And then, to stop that annoying, incessant noise, there we go. You're locked in, and we will try to give you as much paper as you desire. Okay. We need 9 emeralds, and we only have 3. I'm going to put that away for now. Whoa. Whoa. I just put a bundle in a bundle. I wasn't aware that was something a person could do. Alright. Okay. What we need to do is we have this here. We need a brewing stand. Are any of these places a cleric? No, they are not. So we are out a brewing stand. We can go to the neighboring village and check it if it has a brewing stand, because I do know I didn't steal a brewing stand. I think we're perhaps taking a bit advantage of this keep inventory thing. Let's just eliminate all occupations. More paper, good. Foxes. Rude. Right. So because we are lacking on villagers, and we're lacking on the ability to switch this guy, we know there's another village. Oh, I've only generated this much with zeros. I haven't... Okay. Let me quickly see. So if I go to the seed map, and I find the other village that is here. So that is 896, negative 6,400. Which is roughly 700 blocks from us. And then 300, so it'd be about 1,000 blocks. Which isn't awful. They are deterred by the sweet berries. Is this good? Protection 1, unbreaking 1? No. Okay. So we're going to venture out towards that waypoint over there. See if they have a brewing stand and come back. We're going to make a potion of weakness to cure that other villager, and then we can put them both into a place that's and give them some resources so they can breed. Which will be 3 bread, so we have to keep 3 of those on us. I didn't bring bones with me. That's fine. Oh, I think each villager needs 3 bread, so we'll actually need to keep 6 on us. And then we'll let those 2 breed and make a baby villager. And then we can do that one more time, wait for them all to grow up. And it'll allow us to have an iron farm, a villager breeder, trading hall, enchanted books, the whole lot. So that all hinges on us fixing that zombie. We really should have just locked all the villagers inside once we got there, but it slipped my mind. And this is the consequences we're going to have to deal with. And that's okay. It's a learning experience for us all. I looked at the camera exactly when the music did that. Bam, bam. I didn't even know it was going to do that. My dramatic timing is unparalleled. You notice that these bunnies aren't all the pure white bunnies? Look at it. Anyway. In fact, just to be safe, I'm gonna... Sugarcane items here. Something updated their blocks. There's a McDonald's at the Pentagon. It's really funny to me that of all things that is currently trending, it's a Weird Al Yankovic style ska music original song about how ridiculous it is that the capital, like out of the pure capitalism of it all, that there is a branch of McDonald's within the Pentagon for the government officials' lunch break. That's absurd. Insane. Everyone should just go home. There's no brewing stand here. Significantly more villagers because I didn't let them all die. But wonderful. That's actually really good for us. Is that all the houses here? Yeah. This is the really small village that we've been on the creative world at. In the igloo? Okay, right. No. We do have real igloos. in terms of the ones that have stuff underneath them. Oh, those will have brewing stands. Oh, there has to be one in our vicinity. There is. And it's next to another village, but it's an igloo without a basement. There is an igloo with a basement that is quite far away. So I want to go to this other village because that's closer. And if that fails, then we'll succumb to the long journey, I think is what we're going to do. You know, I'm getting real sick of this music not doing the things I want it to. I don't know about you guys. Because it's not been an hour and a half. So I know it's lying to me. There we go. 784. Negative 690. Oh. I'm silly. No, I'm not. Oh. There we go. Oh, there's more. So we're only going to travel about we're traveling 840 to 784. That is backwards of 60, so it's gonna be 600 blocks, which isn't a bad walk. It's not a bad walk, considering how much walking we've done. This is light work. I like ice wakes a lot. I just like the ice color scheme in general of Minecraft, which is why I've been wanting to live in one of these for so long. Luna never did make it to us. I do want to quickly like finish at least one big thing, which is I'm going to do this villager thing. And then pop off and make the iron farm to next week, I think. I might log off. I might do some work in between streams then, because I was holding up from streaming. I'm playing yesterday. One, because I was busy doing assignments, but number two is because I wanted to have this stuff be on stream. But I'm realizing that I might have to do some work off stream so the next stream can have something interesting to do, which is making the iron farm rather than setting it all up. My crafting table at home. No, I didn't. Alright, let me grab this. I still don't have any resources. These potatoes, yeah, and carrots. Oh, okay. I'm probably gonna feed my villagers potatoes and carrots. Because when they make the wheat, it automatically becomes bread. I'll keep the wheat seeds, honestly, because grass is a little bit hard to come by. Oh, there's more sugarcane. They turn it into bread. And so if you want to use things like potatoes and carrots, you get them back in the raw ingredients when they miss and they fall into the farm and you collect them afterward. But with potatoes and carrots, if they miss, you automatically get them back. And with carrots specifically, you can collect the carrots, and then guess what happens? You get carrots. You can make them into golden carrots. Ooh, cop. I just need. I just realized it's a faster way to get more books if I start making them. I don't think there's gonna be a brewing stand here. Hey, you. Ever heard of blunt force trauma? There we are. Look at that. How pleasant. We are gonna have to go to that igloo though. So that is at quite a ways away from here. So let's quickly. Oh, they killed a rabbit. Spider. Yeah, we have enough for a fermented spider eye. Like, we have mushrooms, we have spider eyes, and we have what you call it. We have sugar. The main issue is just getting the ability to brew that. So what we're gonna do is at 200. Grow 200 negative 5816 destination igloo. I'm gonna ignore that. It's not real. It doesn't exist. But lava? That's lava. You're not real. And so we are going to have to travel 500 blocks this way. All for a brewing stand to solve the mistake that I made, and we still don't have a good weapon. I've been pelting things. That is a straight. I don't have my arrows either. I forgot to bring them. Sugarcane. I want to maybe do something with the fact that ice spikes are like trees. I really want to take Frozen and Snow to like another level. Not just to the logical level, but to like an extreme. Like that Frozen pagoda, not Frozen, that snowy pagoda that I showed you of Rokuji, uh, the pagoda there. And I showed you the trees covered in snow. I'm wondering if I could make a really nice organic tree out of ice using light blue stained glass paints as well. It shouldn't be too bad of an idea. It depends on how big I can make that. Because if you just use ice blocks, it's impossible. Because that thing needs to be of a large scale in order for the shape to be real nice and smooth with it. Especially because it's going to be barren. But if I put leaves on it, it's like, what leaves would I put? Were those maples? Those red leaves that we saw in the Korean Pyeongsam image? Is it Pyeongsam? That sounds vaguely better. Pyong. Not my language, not my culture. I can say dayubak, dayubak, which is a dish, a braised pork. Psych assume. It's a braised pork dish we make in Malaysia. I believe it's also in other places like Taiwan, China, but like Southeast China. Well, that's crazy. Oh, there's sugarcane here. Come on. There it is. There's a pillager tower right there. That's cool. I'm not going to worry about that too much. We've got this igloo to worry about. I want to leave that zombie villager in there to rot. Someone's been here. Luna Ice. They left it. Okay. And I have an axe. Whoever looted this place did not loot it well. And we have a leather worker thing. We move. Now, I'm not going to abuse the keep inventory thing to die right now and get over to home. I'm going to walk. Let's see how long the walk is. Let's walk. Thank you for the leggings. Very cool. Whatever. Sure good. I do want to see this villager tower. I still don't have any arrows. Okay. There you go. That clears up our inventory a lot more. Now, I did think very briefly of a silly little bit where I would be like, oh, I'm not gonna make that walk, but I am gonna visit these pillagers and oh no, I've died. Oh no. But I don't want to actually. I do want to make the trek. Is there anything of interest? Okay, typically there's things. Jesus. Oh my gosh, okay. Honestly, it might be more optimal now that I'm considering it to just die. Because I think it actually would be nicer. Hello, Loki. Nom? What do you mean nom? What are you eating? Oh no, my skull! I could at least get the Bad Omen bottles from this guy. Got one. Owie. Oh, my only rule is no eating. I think that'll be a worthy way to die. Ooh, arrows. Tripwire hooks. Iron helmets. Okay. It's 5 arrows. 5 shots, okay. Whoa, whoa, he has a piercing bow. Okay, this is actually far more interesting than just... Oh, the piercing... Oh, it came from behind. Okay. That was a better way to get back home. Hello. That's a lot more paper. Wonderful. Let's store you in here. We can go here. Boop, 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 boop. Boop. Keep the arrows on us. Boop. Alright, we have 7 emeralds now. We'll see how many we have after the paper. We can grab another book. You! They took the golden apple. Luna took the golden apple from the igloo. I'm assuming it was Luna who found that one, because Luna lives in the area. Oh. Alright, let's start smelting up some gold. Let's see. So let's make one. Well, we already have the potion. So let's just keep this here for now. Alright, let's go trade him some more paper. For bookshelf, wonderful. Uh-huh. Let's make ourselves some bookshelves while we're here. There you go. Slow and arduous. Let's take this out. It's here. You go. Whoosh. All right. You might need to go find another igloo. Igloo with basement. All right, last one. Last journey of the day. So we can actually cure this guy. Let's go. It's a harsh landscape we live in. I remember the last time I was basing out of a frozen ocean, it was actually I lived on the edge of a frozen ocean and next to a dark oak forest. And what had happened is that I didn't actually, it was barely, I was on the edge of it, right? So I barely was in the frozen ocean. And so I had to go make a gold farm. And so I was busy building it, I was working on it. And then, funnily enough, I find the perfect nether waste biome where it was the right size on the nether roof, that's where I was, to build it, and then I make a portal to the overworld. And it's in a different frozen ocean biome, just hundreds of blocks away. And so I was like, alright, well I have to be in this frozen ocean now. It just meant to be. And so I was planning on building that big mansion that I was speaking about, that's on my creative world, over there. And then, you know, that series ended, so I never got around to doing it, but it's just like, it's always been in the back of my head where it's like, you need to build in a frozen ocean. And that's why we're here. Trying to make Japan. And we have to sink a lot of hours into Minecraft in order to do so. But it's fine. Because it's literally like, if I do a checklist of things I need to do, I can weigh my options. I'm responsible now. I am actually responsible. And so once this is done, I'm gonna spend the weekend doing lab reports, to be quite honest. Today is gonna be gaming. I need to relax, because yesterday was a bunch of work. I'm gonna go around this way. So today I'm gonna do this, and then I'm gonna hop onto Marvel Rivals, do some dailies. And then, my friend has recently started playing Rivals, and so I'm hoping to, help them out. Their fave right now is Scarlet Witch, which is crazy. It's everyone's beginner favorite. Same as Cloak and Dagger. You don't have to aim for those ones. My favorite character is... My character that I find easiest to play is Namor. In terms of favorite, I don't think I have one. It used to be Namor because of how easy it was to play, but now he's like, that's my bread and butter. If I need to help a game, I pull out Namor and I start winning. Which doesn't always work because there's going to be people better than me, but more often than not, it's my trump card, right? For my favorite characters to play right now, it's the Thing. Thing has been one of my favorite comic characters. Simply just provide. I'm not a person who reads comics like that. I am more of a person who enjoys the aspects of the character and their personality rather than the events they go through. And sometimes the events they go through is crucial to their character, and therefore it's important to catch up on. But there's a lot of different story arcs that are just... The comics are all about status quo. So the most important events are their origin stories, because that sets the status quo, and then what comes afterward, which is sometimes events that change the status quo forever. But comics always, always, always have to return to a status quo, simply by nature of how comics have been working for decades. As we come up on the 30s, we're kind of hitting a point where comics are going to have been around, superhero comics that is, for a century. And that's kind of crazy. Yeah, the Thing is one of my favorites, just personality-wise. What he represents, what he embodies. Every character isn't just a character. They're not just supposed to replicate a human being wholesale one-to-one. They're meant to teach something to the human. They're meant to send a message to whatever reader is reading. And that's why you see a lot of characters that don't do that, a lot of stories that do not have a message to tell or a lesson to teach, kind of fall flat in depth of story. This igloo is weird. What the hell is this? What is happening here? A lot of stories kind of end up being, man, wouldn't it be sick? And then it's like, no. Sure, man. It would be sick, but... I knew that would happen. I'm so happy it would. Like, a lot of modern media nowadays is kind of just like, man, wouldn't it be cool if this idea was a thing you could watch? And it's like, yeah, I guess. It's kind of nothing, though. I don't feel invested in this story at all, because... What's the point? That's why, like, art history is so fantastic. As a person who enjoys storytelling, seeing art history is... It is the story of how things came to be. How did we get here? There is a point. It's it's a it's a deep story by virtue of just being a story that happened before. We know where it ends up. We know that it's important. Human history is just really a unique subject because it's how did we get to where we are today? What are the consequences of the actions of the past that led to now? And so that's why it's weird when people don't study history to me, because it's like they have no innate want to learn or understand why the world is the way it is. A lot of people just kind of take it wholesale, which is kind of why we're in the predicament we are. We are in a non-curious world right now. There are people who are curious, but as a whole, a lot of people just aren't curious. And even then, sometimes I fall into the trappings of lacking curiosity. And I just feel like, well, that's just how it works. And sometimes that's just the way it goes. With chemistry, you have to take that class, or either you have to take a lab class, and chemistry and physics are just the most available ones. And so it's a required class in college, and sometimes chemistry is just, you have to accept that that's what it is. Somebody did all the work for you, they were curious, and you just gotta listen to them. Very specifically, the reason we have things like molar mass, to try and sum it up from my understanding of it, which again is from a perspective of someone who tried very hard to understand, and then went, you know what, somebody figure this out. I'm just going to use this variable without having to wonder why we use this variable. But basically, in an atom, there are neutrons, protons, and electrons. Electrons give a negative charge. I give a child, I didn't even know that. Protons give a positive charge, and neutrons have no charge, a neutral charge. And protons and neutrons are about the same size. They are what is known as one atomic mass unit, an AMU. And there's other names for it, but we're going to go with AMU for now. One atomic mass unit. That is how much a proton is, that is how much a neutron is. They are about the same mass. Electrons are far, 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 far smaller than a proton or a neutron. And so, when you measure the mass, right, let's say a carbon atom has 6 protons and 6 neutrons, it will also have 6 electrons, because every atom prefers to be of a neutral charge. And so, protons are 6, electrons are 6, therefore, plus 6 minus 6 evens out to 0. Carbon 12, right, because electrons weigh nothing, and it has 6 protons, 6 neutrons, carbon 12 is a carbon unit that weighs 12 atomic mass units. Because every proton and neutron adds up to 1. So therefore, 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1, all the way up to 12, makes you 12 AMUs. So that is the bog standard's typical carbon. And so we measured that, and somehow we got to the conclusion that if you were to have a mole, M-O-L-E, shortened to MOL if you are writing it as a unit, like how you shorten centimeters to cm. If you have a mole of carbon, it is equivalent to a certain amount of grams. Right? A mole is just X amount of this in a given area. Like how if you have a dozen carbon, if you have a dozen eggs, you have 12 eggs. If you have a baker's dozen eggs, you have 13 eggs. If you have a gross of eggs, you have 144 eggs. So if I say I have 1 dozen, 2 dozen, 3 dozen, it's interchangeable, right? I have 1 dozen, 2 dozen, 3 dozen. I have 1 gross, 2 gross, 3 gross. And so if I have 1 mole, and it equals to multiplied by a number of 6.77 blah 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 of carbon 12, it's equivalent to a certain amount in grams. And so one mole of carbon is equal to 12 grams of carbon, because 12 AMU is how much a carbon weighs. Something like that. It's, again, I've completely forgotten it. It's just kind of like, you understand how, like, I'm trying to remember it now, and I'm barely remembering it. Because it doesn't, it's just a thing you just kind of have to be like, accept. It's like that, if I have 12 grams of carbon, I have 12 moles of carbon, or something like that. There's a translation rate here. I'd have to look through my notes again, but it just genuinely means nothing to try and understand that if somebody has already understood it. But in other ones where it's like, hey man, when you see the same patterns in history of like, hey, this led to the rise of fascism or authoritarianism in some other country, and we're seeing the exact same thing. You can also just take it at face value and be like, well, somebody told me this is the exact same thing. But it's also like a lot of people are lying. Like with statistics, it's very easy to say, well, this number looks important, so you should trust me when I say that bad things are going to happen. It's like, hey, wait a minute. That logic doesn't track. I don't know. Things get complicated. We're all just trying to make it in this world. I have my expertise in history, and if I put my mind to it, I have a really good ability to write. But, like, improvisational, serious speeches, not my forte. Like, if I am a person who doesn't necessarily like speaking on things unless I have done enough research on it. Which is why, like, doing all this art history stuff, I prove that I have all these notes to prove that I am a reputable source because I did my research. A lot of people just kind of speak, and they don't clarify, hey, I am not necessarily the most trustworthy source. And it's really important to do so when you are not someone who's well versed in a subject. I like to, my personal go-to is, hey man, this is everything I know. I am recognizing the holes in my knowledge where I am missing some key points that might do it, but I am trying to convince you of something. So hopefully what I have told you sounds correct based on what you also have prior knowledge of, and we can both agree to come to this common conclusion. Like, sure, there's a lot of like qualifiers and like asterisks you're putting on things, but I feel like honesty is a bit more important than sounding the most intelligent you could ever sound ever. Why does this villager have a purple dot on it? Oh, it's an experience orb that I never picked up. Hey man, I like that. Thanks. But yeah, I can convert this guy now. I don't need this rotten flesh. I don't know how he hit me from there. That was kind of crazy. Yeah, I'm gonna let this guy cure, and we can wrap up stream. And I'm gonna start working on the iron farm in between streams, because I'm gonna be honest. In the third life stuff, I made an iron farm, and you don't want to see me make another iron farm. And so I can do that off camera, come back with the rest of the farms, and then we can start working getting that guardian, because we're gonna go mining again. But thank you all so much for watching. Check me out on YouTube. I'm going to work on the third life episode after I finish my Marvel Rival dailies and eating some food. I'll be going. YouTube and TikTok content are going to be coming out consistently. I'm working on 2 TikToks right now. Maybe a third, but that one's not going to be work. It's just going to be clipping something. Follow me on Twitter so I can actually use that as a website to update people on things rather than hoping people listen. And I'll see you next time. Hopefully this weekend, maybe Sunday, Monday, one of those 2 days. Because tomorrow's class break day. But thank you so much for watching. I disappear now. Into the void I go. Goodbye. Ah. Ah.